We're going to turn this on. It is.
I don't know, do you need the light, Skip?
Yep.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, the sensor in this camera is a little weak on the inside. So. I was a little disappointed, but as far as live streaming is concerned, this thing is great.
By the way, Norm, you were incorrect. There was the bookie operation I used to run.
I'm sorry?
There was the bookie operation I used to run.
Oh.
Magnus, speaking of which, don't you still owe me a few bucks?
I don't think so.
It being 7 o'clock, stand and pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome to the Guilford Selectmen's meeting of Wednesday, June 26, 2019. This meeting is videotaped for the purpose of showing over the cable television public access channel. We ask anyone who will be addressing the Board of Selectmen, please come forward and speak at the podium and identify yourself. This recording will be forwarded to Lakes Region Public Access TV. Anyone wishing to purchase a copy of the recording can coordinate through LRPA. Copies may also be viewed anytime at the town's website, guilfordnh.org, and on Public Access Channel 24 at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. 7 days a week. And finally, we ask everyone in attendance to kindly turn off their cell phone. Okay, next is a public hearing, amendments to outdoor vendor and transient fee schedule. The Guilford Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing pursuant to the provisions of RSA 31:102-A and RSA 41:9-A, as authorized by a vote on Article 15 of the 1990 Annual Town Meeting, on proposed amendments to the outdoor vendor and transient sales fee schedule. The proposed fee changes would decrease the cost for permits as follows: daily from $65 or $50 to $25, weekly from $400, $300 to $100, monthly from $1,500 and $1,000 to $250, and annual from $2,500 or $2,000 to $500. If approved, the new fees are scheduled to take effect immediately. Copies of the proposed ordinance with the fee schedule are available at the Selectmen's office or online at guilfordnh.org. Copies will also be made available at the public hearing. Any interested person may attend this public hearing and or submit testimony related thereto. I now open the public hearing. Is there anyone that wishes to speak on the vendor fees? Evening, Joe.
Good evening. Joe Wernick, 3 Gary Circle. I apologize for not making it to your last meeting. I had a school function after bringing it up at the previous meeting. I just wanted to thank the selectmen for acting upon this so quickly. I really appreciate it, and I know it is great. If you were here earlier, Janine was here with the WinniWagon, and she's here right now. But I think it's a real good thing that we did, and I think it's good for the town of Guilford. And like we mentioned before, hopefully we'll open it up for other businesses to do the same. So I just wanted to express my appreciation. So thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Is there anyone else who would like to speak on in favor or against permit?
Skip Murphy, 9 Guilford Glen Road. And I was rather shocked at the organizational budget committee for this upcoming budget season to hear about how much it costs for basically a food truck to try to do business here in town. I was incensed, however, when I asked Scott Dunn why the fees were so high. And the retort back to me, and I have it on video, was to protect those who pay taxes here in town. That puts the town in the position of being the arbiter of who can do business here in town. Is that really the proper role of government? To talk to the fees, I'm glad to see that you lowered them. Frankly, I still think that they're too high. Why, what kind of services is the town providing in order to charge these fees? There's nothing in your notice of public hearing to say, what is the town doing in order to get the value from these fees? So that's my first question of you folks. What kind of services are being rendered for these fees? Because frankly, if you're gonna go with that particular philosophy of charging such fees, I have another schedule which I think is far more in line with the idea that the town should not be a competitive barrier for entry for other people. Of daily 15, weekly 60, monthly 120, and yearly 450. But really what it comes down to is just register. $25, $50, period. Because that's what some of the surrounding towns are doing. They just say, just let us know you're doing business here in town. End of story. And I would rather see the town do that than having a graduated fee structure based on a time slotting mechanism. But that's only the surface problem. I have a real issue with Scott Dunn's statement made at that time. Why? Let me go back. This was set in place back in 2012. And I want to really know who the economic twit was that put this into place to act as a barrier for competition in an industry that shouldn't even concern the selectmen or the town of Guilford. Rags, were you a selectman at that time?
No.
Chan?
No.
Gus?
It probably was.
You were.
It probably was.
Scott, were you in office during 2012?
Yes.
All right, I want to know, Gus, I'll start with you. I know that Kevin Hayes and John O'Brien were also the selectmen at that time. I want to know what the genesis of this whole idea was in the first place, because none of it has been covered at this point. So I'm hoping that you can tell us who was the one who came up with this idea that food trucks should be outed from Guilford in order to provide satisfaction to those brick and mortars already in town, and who came up with the fee schedule.
I couldn't recall why 7 years ago how it started, who brought it up, what was said, for or against. You would have to go back into the minutes, or Scott can go back into the minutes and try to figure that out to answer your question.
So that's not something that you did to go back in preparation for this public hearing?
Nope.
Chan or Rags, did you happen to look back in history to find out, look at the notes?
No, I didn't, but one of the things we do have is a list of what some of the other towns do charge at present, and seems to be all over the place, anything from a lowly $15, just $15, no like daily, monthly, to some are $200 to $330, some are like $53 a day or $50 per month. It all seems to be different, and I don't necessarily understand the logic behind the various ones. I don't understand necessarily the logic we have for ours.
All right, well, that leaves you, Scott, and you're the one who said it was supposed to be a barrier, in other words, translated, a barrier to entry against food trucks. So do you recall who came up with this food truck licensing scheme that's in force right now, and why, and who may have asked for it to be put into place?
All I can tell you is that it was ultimately approved by the Board of Selectmen.
That seems to be a rather wishy-washy answer.
That's the answer that I'm giving you. It was approved by, I don't set fees, the Board of Selectmen sets fees.
Well, you also have quite a bit of influence with whatever select board it is, and I'm getting the sense that you know more than what you're willing to tell me and the rest of the town at this point in time.
Croc TV.